Water parks, dinosaurs, and time travel? What do these three things have to do with the next update in Brawl Stars, and when exactly is the next Brawl Talk dropping? I'm going to answer those questions, mostly, in today's video. But I think that we need Sherlex for this video, as we're going to go full detective mode. Oh yes, Sherlex here to help you uncover this mystery. That's not how British people talk, whatever. Now, right after the last update, I posted a video with a very early look at some thoughts I had about the summer update. Now, in that video, I said that a water park environment with a brawler to fit that theme would be coming. Now, a month later, I still believe that that water park theme is coming. However, there have been some developments that we need to look at because this has altered the prediction some, as well as the brawler that goes along with it. Now, just for clarification, before we get into unraveling everything, all of this is speculation on my part. None of this has been confirmed by Supercell. However, as soon as they allow me to share the official details on the next update, I'll do so right here. So be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications to stay on top of all the update info. So give me 30 seconds to recap and get you back up to speed on what's been happening over the past couple months. First off, we have Danny and Frank telling us to stay hydrated in Brawl Talks and on social media.
Stay hydrated.
We've had Morse code in the game that's been giving us the message H2O. And then also the WKBRL stream has changed its message from "we already told you this is normal" to "we already told you this time is normal." And of course, in the investor video, we've spotted the water park in there. So what new has changed, and what does all that mean moving forward? Let's go over the developments we've had, and then after that, we'll put it all together. First off, we've had a Supercell Mate campaign for a summertime skin for Nita, where Francie Artist and his crew won with the upcoming Whale Watch Nita skin. Now, this skin will come into game at some point, but as we know, like from the Archvillain B skin, it doesn't always happen right away. Now, next up, we've had a series of pictures and animations that have given us some very big clues. So let's start back on Mother's Day, where we saw this image from Brawl Stars. Now, there are a couple things to take note of here and remember, because they will come into play here in a bit. First off, we've got fire extinguishers that are shown on the outside of the window as well as on the shelf. Secondly, there is a calendar on the wall with the 9th and the 21st having significant marks on them. Now, the obvious answer for one of the marks is that it correlates to Mother's Day, but I'll show you why that's not the only meaning just here in a minute. Next up, we have Lonesome Spike. And there are a few different objects of interest here. First off, we have a couple different objects that correlate to Spike's different skins, like the Dark Lord Spike skin and this golden badge on the barrel, as well as the mask that's floating away from the Spike mask skin. Now, there's also a bandana hanging on the cactus that could be associated with either Shelly or the much speculated Cat Brawler kit. And then finally, on the bottom left, there is a skull. Now, some people have speculated that the golden badge could represent a new brawler and not just Spike, and while anything's possible, I don't think so. I think that this image is just more a pensive look at Spike pondering, as well as shedding the skins and being his true self. And I also don't think that that bandana on the cactus is for Kit, mainly because that's just like way too big for a cat. Finally, the skull on the bottom left. While it seems pretty clear that it's a cow skull, I do think that it could have some implications, or at least a slight clue of what we'll see here in just a moment. Next up, we have a drawing of Belle showing the origin story, or at least the inspiration behind her, which was Sarah Connor from the Terminator series. Now, in the background, we have a little Spike staring in the puddle looking at his reflection. Now, I do think that there may be some very much deeper significance to this, but as you'll see as we come to a conclusion here in a moment, that there are parts of all of this that are still really strange. Now, another smaller clue in the latest Amber de la Vega skin promo is that in the background you're going to see a parasol and then some palm trees, further hinting that the summer theme could indeed be coming. Now on to one of the biggest clues that we got with a direct correlation to the next update, in my opinion. Here we have Squeak with a bunch of objects around him. Everything from like Navigator Colette's controls to Sandy's bag of sand, Marshall Ruff's badge, but the most curious thing is right behind Squeak. And to me, this object can be one of a few different things. Now, the first thing that sprung to my mind was that it was something for a Mr. P skin, like little dinosaur porters, which could be pretty cool, honestly, but I don't think that that's it. Another thing that I've seen people suggest is that it's perhaps a Leon skin, like a Leon dinosaur skin, and this is the top of the hoodie, but I don't think that it can be that either, because a hoodie is made of cloth and this object is clearly rigid enough to stand up on its own, so it's not clothes. What I think that this is a helmet of sorts. Wait a minute. So why a dinosaur helmet when you clearly said that a water park was coming? Oh, 'tis elementary, my dear Lex. Let me tell you about dinosaurs. Now, recently Frank put out a very strange and cryptic tweet with a picture from some memorabilia from Star Park. Now, in this image, we see a number of really odd things. Some of them are like vintage-styled advertisements for various brawlers and their environments, like Mortis with a haunted mansion. There's one for Nita, Dynamite, and a train ride through a Minor Mike Gold Rush ride, and then a roller coaster on the bottom right. Now, there are a very few intriguing things here, such as the Star Park logo that's different than we have ever seen before, which more on that later. Now, there's also the roller coaster with the same logo, and then a Nita silhouette from beta times that's like cut off. Don't know what's up with that. And then also that there's a dinosaur on the wall of the Gold Rush ride. Yet another reference to dinosaurs, but wait, there's more. Currently in-game in the Wild West environment, on the right side, there is a dinosaur skull of a Triceratops. As well as in the investor video, in the corner of one of the shots there's some posters that clearly show some dinosaurs on there. So we have a skull beside Spike, dinos on the mountain walls, dino skulls in the game right now, and posters of dinosaurs in the investor video. Okay, so what do dinosaurs have to do with a water park and time travel? You're making zero sense here, Sir Lex. Oh, simple-minded Lex. I shall explain. Dude, this, I don't even know what kind of accent this is anymore. It's just like completely, I don't know what it is, whatever. So let's put it all together and then throw out some predictions and then talk about something rather odd that I haven't quite wrapped my brain around just yet. But I'm getting there. Now, I've seen predictions of water parks, including mine, as well as dino-themed updates like from Ray, some really cool stuff. But I think that it's actually going to be both. Now, if we go back to my original prediction of a water park from a month ago, I still think that that's true. But I also think that Brawl Stars has thrown a twist into it all, like I said that they probably would, and that is with dinosaurs. Now, most water parks have some sort of theme to them. Ones like Universal's Volcano Bay or Disney's Blizzard Beach. What I think here is that Brawl Stars is distracting us with two things, when really, whoosh, they will become one. That's the best magic trick you've ever seen. Admit it. That's right, a dinosaur-themed water park called Dino Bay, or some other way cooler name than the lame one I just thought of. We actually see a glimpse of this water park in the investor video. Now, originally, I thought it was like a mother bird feeding her babies, but there were like raptor-like dinosaurs that resembled birds. Or maybe just because the resolution on that video is so bad, I couldn't quite make out that it's a dinosaur. But yes, my theory right now is that we will get not only a dino-themed water park, but also a brawler to go along with it. You saw it on the thumbnail. Now this brawler will be a worker at the water park, and he would fit into the trio with Stu as employees of Star Park. This new brawler would be called Hoff, or at least that's what I like to call him, because he aspired to be a lifeguard like David Hasselhoff in Baywatch, but I mean, look at him. He couldn't quite cut it. So they relegated him to being a slide attendant. That's right, he helps people on the slides, you know, so that they can go down. And of course, his only form of power is his whistle, so he shoots out waves of sound that like deal a cone of damage that pierce enemies. So then when is Brawl Talk going to be? Well, remember when I told you to keep note of that calendar from the very start of the video? Well, there is that, plus one more image that I think tells us when Brawl Talk is going to be. First off, we have a post put out about announcing a new Supercell Mate campaign for Colette. In this one, she is holding a clock, and the time on that clock is 12:06, which of course would suggest June the 12th, but what about the Mother's Day image that we talked about? Well, if you take that image, zoom in on the calendar, spin it upside down and flip it horizontally, 21st and 9th become 12th and 6th. Once again, the 12th of June. So then, what about all this time travel? Well, this is where it gets a little deep, and I don't want to overload you too much, but on the WKBRL stream, it is now saying,
"We already told you, this time it's normal."
Wait, this time is normal? So if this time is normal, what time is not normal? And are we in the normal time or the abnormal time? And just how many times are there? So then what about Colette and time traveling? I think that not this update, but the one after this, we're gonna get a much deeper dive once again into the lore of Star Park, and we're gonna learn about multiple timelines, alternate dimensions, and time travel, and how they relate to Star Park and how it shaped Brawl Stars as we know it today. But that's a video for another day. So let me know what you think of my theories and my concepts in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe for all of the official info, and of course, use code LEX in the shop. But that's gonna wrap it up for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. Boom, boom, boom. Test, 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 test. Boom, chicka doom, doom, chicka doom, doom, ba doom, doom, ba da ba da ba da ba. Look it. I can have my hat on and I can spin it around and it's exactly the same.